every time I get associated with Natalie, I'm utterly amazed. But knowing her background and the roots that she comes from, it comes by naturally. And then I got to see Georgette. I haven't seen her in a while, and she told me that that she is now risen. She's a liberated woman. She doesn't have her long pigtail anymore. She may tell you a little bit about that as we go forward. Today is really the beginning, again, of something that we're going to continue to talk about until September the 21st and even beyond that, because we're going to have an opportunity to do something that's unique in Montgomery, maybe a first in Montgomery. We're going to be able to join a national movement for peace within Montgomery. Natalie has come with this concept, and while she approached us a while back about another concept, we haven't abandoned that one, but she's a pretty smart young lady. She finds where there are alternatives, and she drives through the crack in those alternatives. But this is a unique opportunity. We want everyone to know about it, and we appreciate the media help with this, because it's not an issue of trying to get people involved as much as it is knowing about this and the benefits of what's going to happen. And this is but a first step. As a matter of fact, it's a second step, because we started about 6 weeks ago, I guess, with the first conflict resolution that the Montgomery Police Department put on, very, very, very successful. This is Peace with MGM, September 21st. We have a young artist peace exhibit this morning that we're going to congratulate young people from not only Montgomery, from Baldwin and MTech, I guess it was, but also from Washington, all the way from Washington. I found out that maybe be a protege of yours that's just housed out there along the way. But Natalie, if you will come and talk a bit about what we're doing this morning, and maybe use that as the backdrop and the jump-off point for Peace with MGM. Natalie, come on, Natalie. She's, I've told you a number of times, she really was the centerpiece of our 50th celebration with our youth. The really great story, I don't know whether you've ever told this story or not, but we had gotten a new police chief, and so he just wanted to be just a regular old person. And so he kind of dressed the regular old person part, and he was kind of hanging out with the youth there for a couple of 3 days, and then at the third or fourth day, when it all came together, what they call him, Mr.
E.
Mr. E, yeah, Mr. E during the week, and then on Thursday, I guess it was, at a big breakfast, he came in and all his stars with his uniform on, and they found out that Mr. E was in fact Chief Ernest Finley. So that was really a neat thing, and I know you'll have a surprise or two for this event as well. So Natalie Magruder.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you to all of you for coming today. We are so, so proud to have these students that are sitting here to my left, and each and every one of them took up this mantle to think about peace, to think about what they envision for their city here in Montgomery, and to put that into this art that you see before you. And if you haven't had a chance to really take a look at it, please do, because it is amazing. And they've put their heart and their souls and their talent into each and every one of these pieces. So we started this contest actually last fall, and Georgette Norman, who the mayor mentioned, is a great advocate for art in our community here. And she knows the value of inspiring young people, not just through the classroom and through the textbooks, but also engaging their minds through art and music and creativity. And so we are just so thankful that people in this community thought that the Young Artists for Peace contest was worthy. One special thing that I'd like to announce is that yesterday, Montgomery Public Schools gave a proclamation announcing September 21st as MPS Peace Day. And so we have that proclamation here as well to honor that. And all of these students, with the exception of one of the pieces, which actually did come from Washington State. We had a student who sent their submission from Washington because we opened this up. But with the exception of that one student, we have all of this talent coming from right here in our city. So when people say things about what they want Montgomery to be and what they don't see here, we are challenging that perspective, right? We're challenging that perspective, showing young people who have taken their time to think about what peace looks like. So what I'm going to do is have Georgette come up. We're going to acknowledge our winners, as well as the young people who have come today. We have certificates for each of them, and so we would ask that the mayor come up at this time and just allow all of us to publicly acknowledge and thank these young people for their commitment to their city and to this idea of peace.
Thank you, Natalie, Mr. Mayor. Before I call their names, I just want to say that we are about to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the boycott. And while we talk about the boycott, we don't talk about the gift that the people of Montgomery gave this country. And that was the gift of nonviolent resistance, peace. When we walk into a room that's dark, we flip a switch, the light goes on, and we can see clearly. Around the country now, not only in Montgomery, we are with a lot of darkness. There's violence, there's crime, drugs, all these kinds of things. And we're bombarded with it every day on television, in the news, just walking down the street, and it's very fear-based. People of Montgomery decided to commit to something that they'd never heard about, and they acted on it. We wanted to again shine that light from Montgomery, to begin to emit peace, begin to talk about it, shine that light, to begin to eat up some of the darkness. And with that, we want to present our logo winner, Nicholas Yeed.
If you don't mind, I hate to do this to you, but could you step to the mic, because everybody wants to be able to hear, and talk a bit about your creation?
I really wanted to create something that everyone could relate to with imagery, you know, what they've already seen, and bring it up in a way that they haven't seen it before. The dove is a very known symbol of peace, so I went with that knowledge, and the peace within is kind of shown in the emblem with the dove coming out of the circle. You know, it's the peace within, and it's also making the peace logo.
Is that the olive branch?
Yes, that is also the olive branch.
Great. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you go to?
I used to go to Impact. I graduated.
Oh, good. Super. What are you doing now?
Finding a job.
Oh, come on, man. Well, tell, you got an opportunity to find a job right now. Congratulations, Nicholas.
All right. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. Next, we have Jalen Lee.
Jalen, which one of these is yours? Impact. You don't call it MTech anymore, huh? It's Impact. Can you swap?
Next, we have Pearl Consenbach. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Congratulations.
Pearl, where do you go to? Baldwin. Great. Is that the parents back there? Maybe you just move out of the way. And what grade are you? Eighth grade. Muslim.
You can. Next, we have Annie Shaw.
Plant coming out of the gun. Did you have a dream? Where do you go to school? What grade is it? Eighth grade.
And now, Kobe Bethel.
Kobe, this is obviously suitable for Frank. What impact? What grade are you? 11th grade. So you got one more year. Where you go to school? University of You gonna play football? Basketball. That's great. Congratulations.
Sharice Crook.
And where do you go to school? Impact. What grade are you? And what are you gonna do next year? Are you really? That's great. And what are you gonna do with forensic science? You're gonna work at the crime lab, huh?
Alana Johnson.
Alana, where do you go to school? BTW. What grade are you in? Ninth grade. So you're not sure what you're gonna do next year other than go to school, right? What's your area of study? An anime, cartoon anime.
Camille Farrell.
Okay, Camille, where do you go to school? BTW. What grade are you in? Ninth grade.
And Targa Lawrence.
They told me you were in a big program. That's good. Invited art? Good. I want to ask you a question. Would you go to my car? I want you to tell everybody what we got out of the big kid. Go to my car and talk about that. That's what you got putting somebody on the spot.
Well, out of our spring break vacation we had for the 50th anniversary, I learned that they've been through a lot. And I realized that now that as children we need to better ourselves because as soon as we get older and our parents are still living, we should be able to have that feeling that they've been going through since the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. We should be able to feel what they've been going through after all that time, all that pain, all the slavery they've been going through. And what I think of it is this: we should really settle down. We should really know what we want to do when we grow up, because life is hard, and life is really hard, and it's going to chew us up and spit us out, and we need to know what we need to do before we even get to the next level.
Your future, guys. Congratulations, Father. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Let's give them all a round of applause. I also want to say thank you so much to the parents for bringing your children here this morning, and letting people know that parents do really care, that they do care about their young people, and they are really supportive. And also remember that there was a song some years ago during the freedom and justice movement, and it said, "Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me." Begin to think now about spreading light throughout the darkness. Thank you.
Thank you. And just a last note, we want to share that while Peace Within MGM, the conference we're hosting on September 21st, is going to be a small group, invite-only session to create that first conversation, we are actually inviting all students and MPS through that proclamation that I mentioned earlier. We are doing a Peace Day challenge. And so at 8 a.m. on September 21st, we are challenging each and every one of you in this room to do your own challenge. Find something personal to you that you will affirm to do something here in Montgomery, and I'm looking at you, my young people, as well, right? And so when you do that, take your picture and use the hashtag Peace Day Challenge and also hashtag Peace Within MGM and show the world what Montgomery is doing on the International Day of Peace. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
Great job. Georgette, when you were speaking, I couldn't help but think that the lessons of history are not well learned today in our society, and a good history lesson might go a long way to help. Georgette retired over a year ago, I guess, as a curator of the Rosa Parks Museum, and I was just told yesterday that because of the activities that the Rosa Parks Museum, Troy, as well as our Montgomery Police Organization, putting the curriculum at policing in a historic city, NPR is doing a national piece on the success of that, and they're in town today and tomorrow to interview various and sundry individuals. And I'm looking at Chris. You might make that known to the people that are here. Perhaps Georgette, tell Chris Murphy, because I think he's driving that train. Maybe she'd be a nice one to have them interview, because it's one of those success stories that it's not a program, it's just a culture, it's just a way of life. And so I appreciate what you've done to help, and I appreciate what you're doing here too. Glad to see you have lending your talents to the good of our community, particularly with these young people. So congratulations to each and every one of you, and we look forward to great things happening in the future.